Looking at this Renault 4 owned by Nick, he's going to show me a bit more in detail about this. So Nick, looking at the paint on this car, the paint is absolutely fantastic. Is it actually the original paintwork?
No, it's on its second restoration.
Okay.
So it was restored again about 18 months ago.
Right.
The original restoration from an absolute pile of rust was done in about 2010.
So how's it survived so well? I saw it's got a dealer sticker from Lincolnshire.
Well, the Lincolnshire dealer sticker is actually the guy who does the restorations, which is, if I may mention him, Renault Reborn in Louth.
Yeah, absolutely.
And his family are who owned Pocklington's Renault dealership in Louth.
Oh, okay.
And it's a family thing, so they don't own the dealership anymore, even
Right.
though the name's there, but Simon does the restoration side.
Right. And fantastic. Tell me about the engine in this car.
So it's 1108cc GTL model, came with 1108. It's 35 brake horsepower, carbureted engine. So you see gearboxes in front of the engine instead of being at the rear. And the engine's type is what they call the Cléonfonte engine, which means it's iron, made of iron. And they're made in a factory near Rouen in France.
Okay.
And the other car shares the same main block, even though it's totally different.
And this is Renault 5 SuperCinq, or the later Renault 5. Yeah. So tell me the story. We'll come to the Renault 5 SuperCinq in a second, but tell me the story of how you came to actually get this Renault 4, please.
It was advertised on Car and Classic, and always wanted one, and then just decided, yeah, let's just have it. That was the rest of history, really.
So how long ago was that?
About two and a half years ago.
Oh, excellent, very good.
So, yeah.
Have you found challenges? It was in running order when you got it, MOT in running, or you've had?
In order when we got it, but the person who'd had it before had let it go.
Right.
The oil were like black treacle. I think he'd been off-roading in it, and there's a bit of collision damage here.
Ah, right.
So it needed doing up. And inside looked like it'd been in a farmyard, you know.
Yeah, let's take a look inside, because I love that. I tried to film that from the outside before, but those seats need special attention. I'm going to just drop my bag here, folks, and get in the car and have a quick look and get Nick to tell me a little bit more about it. I've never been in the. In fact, I must confess, I may have been a passenger as a child in one of these, but I'm not even going to attempt to try and understand how this hockey stick gear lever works. I think that's already blown my mind.
Patterns written on top of it.
Or at least the pattern's on top, so.
Yeah, so you've got like over to the left forward for first,
right.
Back for second.
And what's that?
It biases towards sort of third and fourth.
And what's it been like to learn that, that gear change? I mean, that was second. It becomes second nature quite quickly, does it?
To be totally honest, if you've been driving something else all week, like I drive an Audi A6 all week that's automatic, and I jump in this, I've got to think about shifting down to second, while I'm like turning into other streets, and sometimes I'm like, oh, damn, what am I doing, sort of thing, you panic. Reverse is a bit tricky getting it in first time sometimes, because it's twisted right over to the right and pull back. Right. And you've got to make sure it's in. Sometimes you get this bit of a whining sound when you've not quite got it meshed up, But when you've been in it, when you've been driving it a few minutes, 10-15 minutes, you're okay with it, And I love the door cards. I love the fact that the handles with no plastic here, it's recessed in the metal, and the door cards are in really good order. Was the interior as good as this, or has it been retrimmed? It had a new interior fitted in its first restoration. This is a brand new interior that came from Germany.
Oh, from Germany?
Yeah,
okay.
There's a company called Deflanzhäuser in Germany that deal with French cars, particularly Renault 4s, and you can get a lot of new retro parts for them, like lights and interior trim, full interiors, etc.
And although we've got a sort of old-fashioned looking radio, it's USB and Bluetooth. We've got the fan switch just there. I'm not sure about some of these other controls underneath here. We've got a parcel shelf. There's no shortage of room. Somewhere to put your cup of tea, and those sliding windows. There's no shortage of vision in this car. Pretty much you can see all your way around. So
not been round the clock.
So this is the correct mileage, 58,763 miles. No wonder it survived so well. Let's take a look at the car from the back as well. So we're going to take a look in the boot. Nick's very kindly going to show us what the boot on these is like. Now, these were competitors to the 2CVs, but to me they always look significantly more modern than a 2CV. I guess, do those rear seats come out, and can you almost run this as a van in a way, or you fold them flat? Or
you can fold them flat.
okay.
However, the parcel shelf's been fixed in place because I think they had a problem getting the hinging for it.
Ah, right.
So it's fixed in place, but it still works. It can still fold the seats, but the parcel shelf stays in place.
Right. Oh, thank you. There's quite a bit of space in there. I love the fact that there's no complication of any panelling or anything or sound deadening there. It's
Really,
so. In terms of how far have you been with this, Nick? What's the furthest you've been with this car? How far have you travelled in it? Have you?
How far has it been?
Yeah, longest journey you've been in it, or?
It's been down to Bewley.
Okay, that's a fair trek.
It's been to Bewley, and it's been a British Motor Heritage again. Just as a sort of contrast to all the BMC stuff that's there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Well, it's a lovely car. Thank you for talking to us about it. Maybe let's try and look at the Renault 5 SuperCinq while we're here.
Yeah.
Thank you. So Nick's going to tell us now about the Renault 5. I think it's called the SuperCinq because it's the last one before Clio, wasn't it?
Yes.
So what's the story behind this car then, Nick? Your second Renault?
This car, we went to Bewley. It was the 60th anniversary of the 4, and it was the French car weekend that we did back in September. And this car had a for sale sign in it. It was an elderly couple from Wokingham direction. Had bought it from brand new,
Right.
but it was surplus to their requirements. I think they were downsizing.
Oh, they'd had it from
They
new.
had it from brand new.
So that would have been what year would that?
93.
93, right the way through until 2000 and.
2021.
Wow, that's fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah. Massive documentation of service history and what have you. Never wanted for anything really. It's been maintained on the book. It's done 88,000 miles, but still drives like a brand new Renault 5 that's just come out of the showroom.
And you use it often? Use it daily, or?
Well, I use it maybe 2 or 3 times a week.
Okay, that's good. And the engine, you say it's related to the Renault 4 engine?
It's basically the same design block, but in addition to that, it's transverse with a 5-speed gearbox.
Okay.
So it's pretty conventional in that sense. But it's fuel injected. It's got a catalytic converter on it. It's a 1.4 instead of 1.1. But as it only weighs about as much as a tablecloth, you can imagine it's quite quick.
And I guess pretty much good on fuel because it's so light as well.
Yeah.
It won't be thirsty, will it?
No, not
We'll
at all.
maybe we can take a look at the inside of this one as well. Let's take a look. It's a long time since I've seen. I remember going to school in the original Renault 5s, but the SuperCinq, the last run of the car before the Clio, and we're going to have the opportunity of taking a sit inside this car as well whilst we've got, oh, isn't this fabric on here absolutely lovely. It's immaculate in here, folks. It's even got Renault branded mats. There's not an awful lot in the way of equipment here. I love the hooded instrument binnacle here.
It's very off the time Renault, isn't
Oh,
it?
it is. This, you know, you sort of see 5 GT turbos with this and things like that.
Well, this is basically a very stripped out GT turbo without the turbo. It's the same engine.
I like your style. I love even the fact it's got the, I mentioned a second earlier, it's got the original mats.
Yeah.
I mean, it's in super. Was it like this when you bought it? The
Near
condition?
enough, yeah, pretty much as it is. It's benefited from a decent valet and polish and what have you. They've had the seats dry shampooed and they've come back to life. There is a little bit of a mark on the rear seats where the seat belts have been over, so that hence why they've been put behind the seat. That's just to sort of get them to colour in with the rest. You know, that's just sun.
The headlining's in good order as well.
Yep.
And the metalwork, even the sun visors, look virtually untouched. Okay, we're somewhere for your tickets, but there's obviously no mirrors, so it's not for the vain, this car, is it?
No.
Door cards are in absolutely superb order as well. So the condition of the engine is in actual fact just as good as the rest of the car. It's absolutely immaculate in here. Nick, was this was the engine, did that need much work in terms of when you bought this car?
Nothing at all. It's just benefited
Not much.
From a decent steam clean and a little bit of detailing, but that's about it really.
And where do these tend to rust? Is it sort of bulkheads and things like that, or?
Generally, bottom of the wings where it joins the door.
Right.
But other than that, they're not really a rusty car. You do get a bit of underneath corrosion on them.
Right.
But generally, they're not too bad.
I love this forward opening bonnet. You don't see that so much these days.
No. Only certain manufacturers sort of did it. Like BMW did one time, Alfa Romeo, Fiat did it on some of their models.
And while we're here, we'll just complete the set. We'll go and have a look at the boot. I love the wheel trims. I'm assuming these wheel trims are original.
Yeah,
I guess.
Came with this model.
So it's badged up as Prima. Campus Prima is the, okay, let's get that right. And that Renault 5 silhouette. Now, those of you watching will know that Renault are going to bring back this in the electric version, which I think could be quite interesting in actual fact, because they've certainly got the shape and
it's keeping that retro shape.
And absolutely beautiful boot condition and quite a bit of space in here as well.